What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Hops, Beans, and Leaves, your single source for craft beer, fine tobacco products, and coffee. How's everyone going today?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
Fantastic. How you doing, Hector?
I'm better. I'm here now. You guys got me back.
Awesome.
So where'd you go?
I was skipped out on last week.
He skipped out. He ditched us.
He did. That was messed up.
Yeah.
That was messed up.
And I don't even know who this guy is. Usually we've got a guy named Hogan here with a big beard, and he walked through the door, so we're putting him here.
Yeah, he usually has a big beard and a pipe, and now he's got no beard and smoking a cigar.
And smoking a cigar.
It's opposites day.
How you doing,
Up is
Hogan?
down. Super good.
Super good.
Yes.
How's your week been?
Very good. Yogurt eating is much better without the beard.
Yeah,
Happy to say.
it's
Yeah.
a lot cleaner.
Yep. Much cleaner.
Yeah. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror for like 2 days, but now I'm cool with it.
I don't think we could look at you for another
No.
2 days.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
It's the baby face though.
It is. Now I know how you guys felt
the
when I
ugly
shaved
face.
my beard.
The ugly face.
Oh. Oh.
Burn. Wicked burn.
Well, we got a great show tonight.
We do.
We've got Jaxx from C.L.E.
Yes, we do.
So she's going to be walking us through some of the new stuff that's coming out, as well as just she's the new rep here on the East Coast.
Right.
So got that. Got some great beer pairings,
We do. We have some great beer coming up.
and we got some coffee.
We got some great coffee.
So how do you like the coffee? This is something special for me. So this coffee came from a
Starbucks.
You're not gonna let me.
No.
You're not gonna let me live that one down,
No.
are you? So this coffee came from a friend of mine who's a missionary in Uganda. Literally picked the beans off, picked the cherries off of a tree at her neighbor's house, cleaned them, and smuggled them from Uganda over here.
It's illegal.
So-
That's probably not the
illegal.
word you want
I
to
won't-
use.
Smuggle?
I won't say who it was, but I do want to thank you for the great coffee.
This is hot coffee.
Matt says
It is.
Sasquatch sighting at Starbucks.
Yeah, so earlier this week, earlier this week since it's Tuesday, I happened to be at Starbucks doing a little bit of just admin paperwork and that kind of stuff.
He was drinking their coffee. Don't let him lie to you.
I
Yep,
walk
you had a great
outside
big
to
cup.
take a phone call, and next thing I know, this hooligan shows up, pulls out a camera, and next thing I know, I'm all over Facebook as the coffee guy stealing ideas from Starbucks.
That's really where he gets his coffee beans from. Don't let him lie to you.
So, for that, I thank you.
Yeah, sure. Hey,
Hector sent me a picture. It had the big 24-ounce cup of Starbucks coffee, a bag with like 4 or 5 Starbucks bags in it. What are you doing, man?
I was getting your coffee ready.
Oh, okay. Now I know
So-
why I'm paying all I'm paying every day for your coffee.
Exactly.
You gotta make your money.
So,
Telling you
what I found with this Ugandan coffee is, and tell me what you guys are picking out, but I got popcorn and burnt toast was the first essence that I got off of it.
it's like Walmart's donut shop coffee.
Ooh, that's low.
Sorry.
What are we doing tonight? PBR?
I don't get it.
Popcorn? It does taste like popcorn.
It's really light to me. It's
Yeah.
lighter.
Now this
It's not a
light.
strong
Now this
aftertaste.
is a Robusta, so it's a different bean than I normally roast. But it also has a higher caffeine content. Robusta beans can have anywhere from 2 to 4 times the caffeine of Arabica beans. So
I have no clue what you just said. This was a Robusto to me.
that is a Robusto. So it's been an interesting coffee to kind of play around with a little bit. But you guys like it?
Obviously, I like it. I drank the whole cup.
I like it a lot. I've been drinking Wow coffee.
Ah,
Wow.
ugh.
Wow.
You've been on the road a lot, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, that happens.
Steven says tweaking. You know.
So, all these FDA things, I know you'll probably get into it later in the episode, but long story short, is the FDA really going to lock us down as tight as it looks like?
You know, it's there's a lot of things going on. So if you go on to our Facebook page, you can find that I put a link on there, signed the petition for the FDA. But right now, basically what it is, and again, we'll talk about it later on, FDA is really trying to regulate the tobacco industry, whether it's tobaccos, e-cigarettes, vape, and cigars. It takes money to run it, so to run a program like that, so right now there's appropriation bills. I believe it just passed the House of Representatives that holds back money to fund that portion of the FDA's regulations. So there's still a lot going on. Who knows where it could go from right now, but right now it's not looking too good.
Not looking good.
But
well,
we got time to smoke some stogies, and
we'll see. Now, before we turn over the show to Jaxx, what are we smoking tonight?
Tonight, it's like Clark mentioned earlier. It's kind of our lost episode. We started the first episode on Periscope with the Aurora First 20. And when Jaxx came aboard, I thought, why not, reintroduce it. At the same time, introduce her to the crowd, everybody here at Hogshead. And then, so I also asked her, what would you think it would pair well with? And so I talked to Josh, and he brought out, was it a stout or IPA? IPA?
It's a brown ale.
Brown ale. So we'll pair the two. We'll give you a little bit more details on it as we go through it. And then we'll also introduce Jaxx to everybody here, and talk a little bit more about the FDA, and then close it out. We should be straight.
Yeah,
cool.
Let's pair the beer real quick.
Well, first off, I got to say that we brought the Pabst Blue Ribbon for tonight. It's a
there we
delicious corn lager. It's fuzzy yellow piss water. It's delicious. I'm just kidding. We have a beer from Brazil. This is called Bertho. It's a ale brewed with Brazil nuts. It's a brown ale. So I thought this would pair really well with what you guys have said, with the robust cigar. From Cerveza, Colorado. They're out of Sao Paulo. Let's see what you guys think.
Cool. I'm going to hold on to mine until we smoke it.
Don't they just call them nuts in Brazil?
They're Brazil nuts. I'm a Brazil nut tree, okay?
I'm saying.
That's good. That's got some caramel.
Lots of caramel toffee going on there.
Cool.
You get that nutty factor too, that kind of earthy nutty quality. So that's the beer for tonight, the Cerveza Colorado Bertho.
Jaxx, welcome to Hogshead. And
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
And
Excited to be here.
everybody say hello to Jaxx. Hello.
Hello. How you guys doing?
And you met. Wow. I'm sorry. It just totally slipped my mind. But I was gonna say Papa Hot Bottle Shop. Josh. Jaxx. He owns Papa Hot Bottle
Very
Shop.
nice to meet you.
Pleasure to
He
meet
owns
you as
the craft beer shop. Wow.
I own a craft beer shop
There you go. I'll
on Route
let you do
2.
the talking because it's really screwing me up right now.
So the way this is going to work is, if you guys have questions, I'll be taking your questions. I hope I don't interrupt you guys as you're talking, and that's how we'll proceed with things.
Again, we're starting out with the Aurora First 20. Well, before we get to that, I just wanted to again introduce Jaxx and kind of get a feel where you coming from, what brought you out this way, what made you go and work with C.L.E, I guess, and so.
So I guess the brief breakdown is my name is Jaxx. I've been in the cigar industry for about 6 years now. Started off at a cigar lounge in the Bay Area, Northern California, Casa Belicoso. Then moved over to Vegas and ran La Casa de la Habana, cigar bar, music lounge.
Nice.
And then back in last year, 2015, I got on this side of the industry, and I've been with C.L.E for about a month now. So they picked me up and they moved me to the east. So I went from Las Vegas to Virginia. And I am, so now I am their Mid-Atlantic rep. And
So
I'm excited
what areas
about
do you cover in the Mid-Atlantic?
that. So my territory are the Carolinas, the Virginias, Maryland, D.C.
Wow.
So if you're in the area, let me know and you'll get Jaxxed.
Well, you got a lot of hearts.
Yeah. As a lot of our customers know, we do carry quite a bit of C.L.E. It's been a really good product for us. It's been doing very well for us. C.L.E. has been represented very well here. We've had Christian out. We've had Edgar Hoyle out a couple times. We also had Tom Lazuka come out and see us. We've gone through, now you're our third rep, but we've established a pretty good relationship. And we started with Tyler, and then Justin came aboard. We had a good time with Justin. Fit in really well, I think. Made a lot of friendships here. So, now we've got Jaxx.
Yeah, which is great because Tyler moved in-house. Now he's in Miami. He's still with C.L.E. Same with Justin. They moved Justin to Southern California, so now he's doing California. So, yeah, they moved me out here. But the great thing is everybody is still within the company and everybody's still in the cigar industry, so it's a really good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabby also. That's right. Gabby did visit us. That's right. She did visit us.
So
we've had the whole crew out
nice,
here. So
nice.
we might have to get them all together one time and maybe
do
it could,
a shindig.
Hey, Hogshead's got some things in the plans, and if that works out, you never know. I mean, maybe we can do a grand opening with C.L.E. and maybe a C.L.E. lounge, a signature lounge. We could have, a David Off lounge or something. We could have a C.L.E. lounge or an Aurora lounge, however you want to call it. But tonight we are featuring again the Aurora First 20th. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes. So as you guys may know, if you've read about it, this First 20 was actually blended for Christian to celebrate the first 20 years of him in the cigar industry. Now, they won't disclose the blend, but Christian actually mentioned to me that the seed that they use for this tobacco is called Victoria. It was actually his grandfather back in Cuba used this seed in his farm, which is called La Victoria. Now, they haven't used the seed in a very long time because it doesn't yield too much tobacco. Oh. But they used it for this blend to celebrate Christian's first 20 years in the industry. The wrapper is a San Andreas wrap grown in Honduras, but it's none of the tobacco that's used in this is less than 4 years old. So that's something that's special about the cigar. I know Christian was very pleased at the feedback he's been getting. We are completely sold out of our first batch, which was great for us. We get another shipment in the next couple of weeks. And so if you see this cigar on the shelf, definitely try it. It's like a box pressed, medium to full body, but really good. I think you did a great job pairing it with this beer because it's a rich but sweet beer.
Thank you.
And so I'm enjoying it. So you might want to have to pick up that beer, which you said, what was that? A Brazil? Is it a Brazilian?
It's from Cerveza, Colorado. It's the Bertho. So it's
okay, but it's with Brazilian nuts.
With Brazilian nuts, so that is it.
So we carry this in 3 different sizes here. One, obviously, the Robusto, and the other one's what is it? A 58? No, it's smaller than that. It's like a 54.
Yeah, well, they do come in 4 sizes, like a Churchill size, a Robusto, and whatnot. But I want to say I like the Robusto. You get a lot of flavor to it. So yeah.
It's a nice cigar. It's very smooth. It's like she said. It's very creamy. It's very smooth. It's got a lot of flavor. Medium to strong, but when people come in, they're asking me for a darker or Maduro wrap of some sort without the strength, something that's not going to turn their stomach, something that's not going to spin their head. This is one that I can start them out with, even if they're a semi-novice of sorts. I'll give them an Aurora. Matter of fact, I just had a customer come in. He was going to have dinner with his father, and so I said, he wanted something that's a little darker, a little smoother, but not too heavy. It's not going to do those things to me where I can't enjoy it. So gave him the Aurora. Came back today, and he was like, dude, loved it. I mean, so it's if you haven't tried it, you got to get your hands on one. And so when we first got this, I think it was, maybe 3 to 4 weeks before we did our own top 10. And within that 2 to 4 week period, and you can see it on our list here. It's on the wall here, but it came out number 4 out of cigars that had been here for at least 2 years. So
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
So I had to look at that for a second.
So it was funny because actually the first list that we put out the year prior to, there's some cigars on there that we shouldn't have had, and that thing went viral. And it was cool because all of a sudden it was like, who's Hogshead and why do they carrying these specific cigars? So we kind of made a name for ourselves. So
Nice.
which is nice because we do get customers from across the country.
Yeah.
When they come out to DC or they come out to this area of Virginia, they're like, my buddies told me about this, or my friend told me about this. I actually have a customer, just new customer. His friends in Iraq or Afghanistan told him about this place. And I was like,
oh, very cool.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And if you are in the area, definitely come check out their humidor. They have a great selection. I'm proud that you have a huge selection of C.L.E, Asylum, Auroras. So it's great.
We got the variety.
And I'm just going to let you guys know, as some of you may know if you saw on Half Wheel, we just got our new shipment of the new product that's not even out in the market yet. The Prieto and the Chile just landed in Miami. Hasn't been distributed, but we have already talked. Hogshead will be one of the first shops to actually carry it in Virginia.
Wow.
So look out for an event tasting coming up because we're definitely going to introduce that to you guys as well.
This is definitely a nice pair. I mean, what's can you tell me a little bit more about? I mean, because it's sweet, creamy.
Yeah, this
which I think hits the right notes.
It's usually a traditional English style. They've been brewing it in England for millennia, but it's usually got a lot of toffee notes to it. They do what they call a nut brown ale, so this is kind of a spin-off on that, a Brazilian spin-off, if you will. And it just leads a lot of body, sweetness, and yeah, I think it pairs really well with this.
It does because it's the cigar, the sweetness in this, and so the beer is not a very heavy, but it's got some creaminess to it, but not an overwhelming portion of it. And then the sweetness with the, not just the smoke itself, but the flavor of the wrap, I think brings out some of that sweetness that's making it really enjoyable.
I would say, because I'm a novice with cigars, I didn't really smoke cigars until I met you, of course, and just the wrapper alone being as dark as it is would kind of scare me off, only because you know I think it'd be like peppery and that sort of thing. And it's really not, just nice, smooth, balanced, like you said, very creamy, really enjoyable smoke.
It's got a really nice, and I don't know if it's the pairing between the two, but it's a bit nuttier together with that creamy and the sweetness of this at the same time.
For some reason, for me, after I take I take a drag off that and then take a swig, it almost leads to like a citrusy taste.
Right, I think that's kind of where I'm going to. But this is very, very cool.
Yeah, pairs really well.
And that's I know like a lot of, so that's pretty cool to know that, you know, some of the background behind the Aurora First 20 with the Victorian seed. That's pretty neat. Because a lot of I've noticed that lately. Like a lot of cigars that are coming out, they're starting not to
disclose
the blends. There's one company that we do work with, and a lot of the new releases they're not disclosing anything, which is good in a way. One, because you know it forces you to try something new without really the bias of, hey, I prefer to have this or this kind of wrapper. This kind of, and then it also adds that bit of that mysteriousness behind it. Well, you know what? Let me try it out. Let me see what it does.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's always nice to have a story behind what you're smoking, you know. So
if you haven't tried this, I mean, very smooth smoke. It's not very heavy, medium range, sweet flavor, very creamy. And as you can see, I mean, it's a nice even burn all the way around. It's holding its ash fairly decent. I'm taking my time with it. I'm not having to relight it. I'm not one I'm not afraid to relight a cigar. But when you know that you can, and it lit really nicely, so when you know you can let it sit for a little while and then take a drag and it'll
you know, I would also suggest if anybody is shopping for a gift, I know graduations are coming up.
Father's Day's coming up.
Father's Day's coming up. The presentation alone of the cigar is great. I mean, it comes in with a tissue so that presentation's eye-catching. I think that's what draws people to it. The price point is great, anywhere between retails at 12 to 16, and so the price point's really great. But it's definitely a cigar I personally enjoy. I don't drink too much beer. Like I said, the beer he paired is phenomenal with it. I'm a cognac, dark rum drinker, and I know this cigar pairs really well with that as well because it has that sweet finish to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like the cigar is the chaser for the drink. You know, you got a sweet drink, take a puff, it smooths it out, not too sweet.
And I think also with this cigar and this beer, it kind of creates its own flavor with the finish, you know, and that's what I think we were getting at with
with a citrus finish to
Mm-hmm.
it, yeah.
the citrusy finish to it. So
So,
it's amazing how you add things together and you can get something totally different.
oh, completely. Well, that's the beauty of pairing. Just like you know, with food, you pair it with the right drink, and it actually enhances the flavors.
Absolutely.
You know, and so I think the same thing with cigars. I think there's an art to it. Everybody's palate is different, but I think there's an art to smoking and pairing it with the right drink. Because a drink can make or break a cigar. Sometimes the best drink is a Dr. Pepper, or a root beer. But
A root beer, I find, is...
And I would say some of the pairings we've done on the show in the past, it's been kind of like, it don't really work.
You know, but that's been some of the fun part about it. It's like, you know, either we'll talk to each other and we'll say, hey, what are we smoking tonight? I don't know. We're going to wait till you bring it in and, you know, what are we drinking tonight? And he'll tell us. And I'm like, okay, well, sometimes we'll try and pair it. Other times we're like, just wing it.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't, you know, it's not like we're trying to set it up. We're really not. That was not really the premise of the show. We wanted to expose both sides of it. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's a nice surprise.
Matt just said H2O works and so does sweet tea. So we'll have to keep that on.
Sweet tea. I always drink sweet tea when I'm here. I like the sweet.
The water, I know water does work pretty good on a lot of stuff. It really brings out, I don't know if it's just cleansing off your palate as you're drinking, and so you get a fresher smoke every time. But yeah, I mean, you never know unless you try it. So that's what so there have been some cigars that we've paired with certain drinks up here, and it's just like, no, never again.
Yeah.
Even with some of Clark's coffee, it hasn't worked.
And I do got to say hello to my wife. I know you're on there, so hello. Love you.
You're sweet.
Thank you. I am a sweet guy.
Thank
She's supporting you. She's watching it. That's nice. That's good.
Giving us all those hearts.
Cheap beer is good. Well, you've got it right there.
Hey, Matt, look. I picked that up at 7-Eleven.
No, but it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thanks for
coming
having
out.
me.
It's very nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I think you'll enjoy yourself. A lot of our customers, really consider it a family place. I mean, we can get a little rough around the edges.
We're all good people, though.
But we're all good people. We all mean well, and we all take care of each other.
Yeah.
But again, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Merca.
I feel like we're like on the View and everything. We got the table.
You got the table.
Coffee cups.
You got the drinks. You got the beer. You got the cigars.
I'm just missing the beard, or else I'd fit in.
Well, to finish off, thank you, Jaxx, for coming out.
Absolutely. Thanks for
It's been a blast. Thanks to Apocalypse Furniture, Hogshead Cigars, of course. Always a pleasure being here. Papa Hop's Bottle Shop. You never know, we could have another episode coming up over there sometime soon.
Yes, absolutely.
So, thanks for being here, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.
See ya.
Cheers.